kindness is not the icing on the cake. It is the cake itself.
Hi, I'm Angela Green and I'm one of the original co-founders of the Kindness Revolution at Kinder Leeds.
My name's Joshua Malkin. I'm one of the co-founders of the Festival of Kindness, Compassion and Wellbeing, which we're calling the Leeds Kindness Revolution.
Hello, my name is Lillian Tully and I'm one of the founders of Tales of a City Tours.
Hello, my name is David Midgley. I'm one of the members of the founding team of Compassion and Wellbeing 2020, which is the organisation behind the Leeds Festival of Kindness, Compassion and Wellbeing, otherwise known as the Kindness Revolution. We've been planning this festival for just over 2 years now, so we're very excited.
I work for a small charity called the Network of Wellbeing, but I grew up in Leeds and was inspired by one particular man who was called Don Revie. His creativity, determination and kindness was something that inspired me. He took our city's football team from nowhere to massive international success. Significantly, I believe one of the reasons why he was able to do that was because he treated his team as his family, and he put Leeds on the map.
I'd just like to tell you a little bit about myself, how I came to be involved and my interest in compassion. I teach at the Jamyang Buddhist Centre Leeds. This is my peaceful space in Leeds. I founded the Jamyang Buddhist Centre Leeds 25 years ago, and I've been teaching there ever since, been a director of it, a trustee. About 4 years ago, started to explore the possibility of going beyond the traditional Buddhist teaching that we give, which is of interest to a minority of people, to offer secular compassion training. And this was kind of building on mindfulness classes that we've been giving for some years. We realized that mindfulness is now very widespread. It's all kinds of organizations that are delivering mindfulness training, and we no longer had a unique selling point of offering mindfulness training. But compassion is really central to the Buddhist tradition that we belong to, which is the Tibetan Buddhist tradition following His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And His Holiness Dalai Lama has strongly advocated secular compassion training as a way to spread this fundamental value, ethical and spiritual value of compassion throughout society. It's particularly poignant for me. My wife passed away as a result of suicide 2 years ago, and since that time, and since her struggle with the depression that led to that suicide, I really have felt an increasingly deep commitment to compassion, as feeling that is one of the most fundamentally important qualities that we need in this world today throughout our society. So I'm really delighted to be part of the Leeds Festival.
This place is called Mandela Garden. It represents peace, compassion, and kindness, and it was opened in 2001 by Mandela himself. And Mandela was given a recognition in his dedication to fighting for the freedom of all South Africans, regardless of their race or color. Therefore, Leeds gave him the special recognition of Freedom of Leeds, which means that he can come and live in Leeds as a citizen. And it is a big honor for someone of a color to be recognized overseas or international as a peacemaker. This place represents peace and future, and these flowers are part of a connection between Leeds and South Africa. And the statue represents openness and peace to everyone.
We're at this amazing place in Kirkstall in Leeds because last year we participated in a Leeds Moments of Mass Mindfulness event along with 3,000 other people that were here to do a mass meditation and also to share about their work and projects that they do here in Leeds. And it really struck me the amazing amount of amazing work that's already going on in Leeds. And it also kind of struck me about the power that we have available to us and realising the potential of connecting all these people from Leeds and beyond who are passionate about change. And of course, here we met Gloria as well.
Today I want to talk about another inspiring leader who's delivered peace and well-being for generations from an earlier time. He was the person who created the place that I want to talk about, which is one of the parks in Leeds called Roundhay Park. As a child, I used to go there on a daily basis to play football, tennis, cricket, whatever. And as a parent, of course, I took my own children to the lakes to watch the ducks and swans and to the tropical butterfly house there as well. Roundhay Park is a tremendous resource and has been for many generations. The person who gifted it to the city was a man called John Barron. And against stiff opposition of wealthy landowners and perhaps greedy developers, he managed to secure the park and gifted it to the city in 1871. John Barron became Sir John Barron. He was Lord Mayor of Leeds and became a Liberal MP, although the Liberals in those days were different from the Liberals today. It was all different. But he was also a successful businessman who invented multiple cutting in the ready-to-wear clothing industry. His act of fierce, determined generosity and social enterprise in securing the park for the city required him to mortgage his own house, to borrow against his own house, which is one of the bigger houses, of course, in the north part of the city called Chapel Allerton Hall. And I was very fortunate to meet his granddaughter, the artist Elaine Barron, when she was quite elderly. Her grandfather's legacy to the city has benefited so many people. And when I was in the park the other day, there were families of all ages, colours, faiths and traditions, joggers and walkers, children playing. It's such a great gift.
I'm going to take you for a little walk now through Jamyang Buddhist Centre Leeds. So we feel this is an oasis of compassion. That's our intention. And it's in quite a challenging area in Leeds, in Holbeck. And I'm just going to take you in a moment through the centre to have a look at what we do there. Thank you. So this is Jamyang Centre Leeds. We're at Ingram Road in Holbeck. It's a huge building, actually. We're only using part of it at the moment, but the potential there is massive. That stone Buddha comes from Indonesia, very nice. Here we have 3 books of Buddhism for everybody to take. And this is the community space that we make available for the local community. At Yak Street over there is our shop. So we have all kinds of Buddhist items and clothing. It's a very nice. It's a charity shop there. This is our meditation hall at the moment, and we plan to have a larger meditation hall upstairs later. But we're still working on the building there. Our Buddhist shrine. These are our teachers, the lamas with whom we've studied, all the different Buddhas, enlightened beings there. In the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, there are many Buddhas. This is the founder of our particular tradition, a Lama called Lama Tsongkhapa from the 14th century. This is Tara, the female Buddha of compassion. And this is the Wheel of Life. Some of you may know all the different realms of existence, animals, the spirit realm, the God realm, and so on. Along this corridor, we have our offices and some offices which are rented. This is in free books that are donated. Book exchange there. And also down here, we have several organizations that are renting space. So particularly Touchstone has their Your Space project here. This is the medicine Buddha, the healing Buddha. So a special image which we commissioned some years ago for the center, because healing, we feel, is, the kind of main part of our mission as a Buddhist center. Okay, thank you.
Welcome to St. Anne's. This is Leeds Cathedral, and this place represents for me compassion, kindness, and peace. And this is the place of worship, and this is where I felt when I was going through my refugees and asylum seeking process, was welcome and shown compassion and kindness. However, unfortunately, we could not go in today due to the COVID restrictions. So we are unable to go inside to show you properly cathedral inside.
This project's really important to me for 3 reasons. The first reason being, along my own personal journey, I learned how important it is to learn to be kind to myself, to learn to create myself as a kinder place. The second reason is that it's that realization of people's personal responsibility for kindness, to be kinder to themselves, to be kinder to each other. And the third and final reason was my realization we can't do this alone. We need to join up together, learn from each other, and share our passion about Leeds being a kinder, more compassionate city. And well, why kindness, you might ask? The answer to that question is because kindness is love itself in action.
I'm really delighted to be part of the Leeds Festival. We initially were labeling it as a festival of compassion, but now we've expanded to include kindness and well-being as related values that seem to be so crucial in today's society. We live in a society where the most extraordinary things have been achieved through technology and the sort of economic development that's happened over the past couple of 100 years, particularly over the past 50 years. The benefits of that material progress have not reached everybody. They've not reached the majority of people, certainly in the world, maybe not even in the wealthy sort of parts of the world that we belong to. And even where people have benefited from that material prosperity, it does not result in fulfillment, happiness, and what people really most deeply want and need in their life, which is some form of well-being, obviously physical and mental well-being. I feel that compassion is really one of the most fundamental things that creates that well-being, both for the individual practicing it and obviously for those who are receiving that compassion, but also for the society as a whole. We need to have a much more compassionate society. We need our communities to have more compassion and kindness within them. I think this is being increasingly recognized, and I'm very excited to see the huge increase in interest in compassion as an instrument of social policy, actually, and as a key value in creating the social change, the social transformation that our society so badly needs.
Just as Rowdy Park came out of a philanthropic gesture, which was based on a technological revolution of its time, my wish for Leeds is that the kindness revolution can create an equivalent legacy and contribution for future generations. Today, more than philanthropy, we need systems change. So our challenge is not only to ask you how you can be a kinder place, but how can we all create systemic kindness in our communities, our organizations, across different sectors such as education, health, science and technology, but also in our institutions of state, law, governance and politics, as well as in the market and in finance. If we use our capabilities for conquest and self-interest, we will undermine our own and others' freedom, our own experience of justice, and also the foundations of life. So caring for life, welcoming strangers, doing as we would be done by, have always been an impulse at the center of all true faiths and humanitarian beliefs. And the latest science is telling us the wisdom of that. A new harmony is possible if we let go of oppositional identities. It requires deep respect for life, deep respect for all living beings, deep respect for everyone, taking responsibility and embracing fraternity.
My wish for the city of Leeds is that individuals, communities and society as a whole show kindness, tolerance, compassion and understanding for one another, in particular for people who are different than us, while working together for a hopeful and better future for all.
My wish for Leeds is that everybody who lives in Leeds and everyone who visits here can experience kindness, compassion and well-being, and that Leeds is noticed as a city that cares about everyone.
So my wish is that the seed of a kinder city in Leeds becomes a catalyst for a network of kinder cities everywhere and for an evolutionary shift to a kinder world. Just as you can see that a park is an oasis in an urban landscape, our amazing ecosphere, our amazing planet Earth, is almost certainly going to be the only planet that human beings will ever see that can support complex life. As the holistic philosopher Claudius van Wyk has written, survival is not of the fittest, but of the fittest relationships. And that's why we call our Kindness Festival owl Darwin. I hope you'll join us. Thank you for watching. Please link with us and let's create a kinder world. Thank you.